welcome to the Beesies.
I'm Abby.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Mackenzie.
Remember the college days when you were best friends with your roommates?
We would come home and talk about anything and everything together.
We miss this phase so much that we decided we needed this quality roommate time again.
So welcome to the Beesies. Come over and get cozy with your new favorite roommates.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
We are really trying to figure out this remote podcasting stuff. And let me tell y'all, it's a struggle.
We really don't know how to behave through a camera.
Kenzie, when you say
feel like
hello,
amazed.
are you purposely trying to sound like Melania Trump? Or like in that meme where she's like, hello?
No.
Or do you just sound like her? Okay.
I guess I just sound like
I
her.
don't
I don't know if I know the meme.
I thought you were trying to do that.
That's so funny. Maybe
Welcome back,
subconscious.
guys.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
Yeah, welcome to the first Monday episode. Hopefully you're all having a great Monday.
I'm sorry you missed us last week. We missed you, but we're back.
We really did. Yeah.
And yeah, now we get to get on this new schedule.
Love it.
Yes, it's just going to be so much better for us, hopefully for y'all. But if not, oh well.
I'm sorry about it. You can still pretend like it comes out on Thursday and listen to us on Thursday then.
That's so true,
That's
Abby.
true.
So happy Monday.
How
Hope
are you
everyone's
guys
starting their week off with a bang.
How are your guys' weeks?
Pretty good. I just told you guys, but I'm still depressed because every day this year I have read for at least 15 minutes and I forgot to yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really angry because
Wow.
it's such a long streak that I
That's
just broke.
heartbreaking.
You've lost the streak.
I know. I'm trying to gaslight myself so much into saying that it's okay, but it's just not okay.
No, I think
You know,
reading TikTok and Instagram captions count.
And I did at least 30 minutes of that.
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go. Taking out the video and the photo part, that's definitely 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it like what's the word? Not conspiracy, but like superstition. Isn't it a superstition that people say like you can't call something a streak because once you do, like then there's this superstition about how it like won't it won't
maybe.
continue, and so you just have to call it like, I don't know. It's just like, oh, we keep winning, or oh, I keep doing this, but it's not a streak.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I think that's with like sports
Like the sports.
specifically.
But I think it can be
Yeah.
applied to this as well. You know,
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
Still a streak.
Ooh,
That was my downfall.
when I was a freshman in college, I was like in a super depressed state and I like couldn't do anything. And I was watching so much TV and I was like, I need to like use my brain. So I just muted my Netflix shows and just read the subtitles. And I felt like I was like, I'm reading
You're
the
like
subtitles.
reading a book,
Yeah. And
basically.
I mean, honestly, same thing.
so it honestly is.
There was a time when I got really excited about learning French that I would put on French subtitles and like try to do the audio in French and like really focus on absorbing shows like in French, and man, my brain hurt.
It literally
so hard to
takes
do.
so much
It was not
effort.
relaxing.
Yeah.
So when I was retaking my Spanish class that I failed
Oh, yeah.
in college, I failed Spanish, and that's why I did not technically graduate when I did.
I
But it's
forgot
fine.
about that.
Anyways, when I retook it, one of the assignments was watching Coco in Spanish.
Nice.
And I'd never seen it before. So that was the only time. And I did not understand what was going on. I think I even had the English subtitles on.
You never even saw it in English?
No, that was the first time I'd seen it. And so now I just really don't like that movie. Like, I think if I rewatched it, I would. But it just is like such a trauma in my mind. Like, I felt so stupid watching it because I was like, I have no idea what's going on. And so I haven't rewatched it. But I know I would like it.
It's
I
such a
know.
good
movie
movie.
is so good.
It's
But
probably
here-
one of my favorite Pixar
yeah.
movies.
I need to give it another shot. Maybe I'll watch it today. Okay, I'll watch
Yeah.
it after this because
It's
I
a
need
really
to heal, 'cause
good. It's a really good like Halloween movie. Like it's not Halloween, but it's like a great movie to watch during that time.
It'll make
I
you
can
cry.
go and get myself a PSL and then come home and watch it. That's what I'll do.
Yes.
Cute.
Ultimate
I'll
fall
report
vibes.
back next week and let you guys know if my trauma has been healed.
You know what needs
I'm so sorry.
speaking of PSLs, you know what needs more attention? The Honey Crisp, not Honey Crisp, but there's like a coffee that Starbucks puts out that has like apple in it.
Yeah,
apple,
Honey Crisp, apple, oat milk,
shaken espresso,
whatever.
macchiato. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I love
Yeah.
that one. That's my favorite fall drink.
Oh, I think I
Nice.
got that
Yeah.
last fall because I love Honey Crisp apples. Like, I really wanted to try it. And it was like one of the first coffee drinks I ever got. And I was like, this is disgusting.
Oh no,
but I
you
want
have
to try it
now.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, now that I like it a lot more, I think I would like it a lot because it's so good.
Yummy. Love that. Kenzie,
I'm
how was
excited
your
for the
week?
fall drinks.
it
Yeah.
was good. Just another week, but I'm excited for this weekend. I'm going to Chicago.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That'll be amazing.
Did I know about this?
I don't
Was
know.
this random?
Nope.
Like, I mean, like, is this spontaneous? Have you
No.
told us about this? I didn't know that you were.
It's been for a
going.
while.
Yeah,
Oh,
going with my boyfriend and his family.
I guess I just.
Oh,
Wasn't.
fun.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't his sister live there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
duh.
fun. Okay, that makes so much more sense.
Are you gonna
It's like
go?
I know
putting
someone
pieces
that lives
together.
there.
Are you gonna go to the International McDonald's?
Yeah, we are.
What?
Well, we're
Oh,
gonna try.
wait, I don't know
We're gonna
what this
try
is.
and go.
They have like a McDonald's that like has international, like from all the other countries. Like they
Oh.
have stuff from the other countries.
Mm,
Ugh, I want to
That's
go
so
there.
fun.
interesting.
That
love
sounds so
Chicago.
fun. I'm so excited to hear how it goes.
That'll be
Me too.
amazing.
Fun.
That'll be fun. Any other life updates or fun things from the week?
I socialized so much. The first part of my week, I was
Really?
like having a mental breakdown because I was like, this is so scary trying to make friends. And then
Oh,
I was just like, no. I put on my alter ego and I was like, I'm likable and people want to be my friend. And so it changed my whole perspective. And then all of a sudden that day, I was hanging out with so many different groups of people. And then I was going out and now I'm not as scared. It's still scary.
Nice.
yes.
But I did
I
it.
love that. That's
amazing.
That's so girl boss of you.
Thank you.
And also a little bit of gaslighting yourself into who you were.
right.
So
I'm a
true.
fun person. Like, yeah.
That's like
Yes.
so fun to do though. Sometimes just be like, I'm just gonna put on my alter ego and like whatever I do, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go out and have fun.
Yes.
As much
You
as
guys
I
need to
don't
make one.
like the saying like fake it till you make it, because I feel like then that just puts on
100%.
this like pressure to be like a certain image and not feel like authentically what you are feeling or like who you are. However, I really think in those situations when it's like your anxiety is taking over
Yes.
and you're like, I can't do this, like I don't want to do this, I just want to go home, be myself, whatever. That's the time to fake it or make it, because you just have to get over that anxiety. And
Yeah.
like then it will be all worth it, you know?
Yes. Gaslight
I don't know if that made
it
sense.
until you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need an.
That should be the new phrase.
What do you say?
Sorry, go ahead. I just said that should be the new phrase, gaslight until you
Oh,
make
yeah.
it.
Yes.
Well, I need an alter ego when it comes to confrontation.
ooh,
Yes.
just make like literally you have to. I have a other name for myself.
What
like,
is it?
Create a new person. I'll tell you my first name. I can't tell you my last name because she's special to me. But
Okay.
it's
Oh,
Mochi.
okay.
Her name is
Mochi.
Mochi.
I love that.
So when Mochi comes out, you are ready.
Yes.
To be
So
so
Kenzie,
good.
just get one,
Okay.
and that's who you are when you confront.
yeah.
I
It's
think
so
it's so
hard.
funny when people like name alter egos like that and say like, yeah, Mochi's coming out tonight or whatever. Or even like people who, did you ever have a teacher who when they would get really mad, like I had a teacher like this, their vein would pop out of his forehead. And we had a name for his vein. And so anytime he'd get really mad, I can't remember what the name was, but we would be like, Alfred's coming out or whatever. It's something stupid like
was
that.
your teacher
Yeah, like-
consenting to this, or were you guys doing this behind his back?
No, we were doing it behind his back.
Oh,
But
okay.
it just is.
All right, so you were a bully.
Yeah, just bullying.
It's okay to bully adults when you're a kid, though, right?
I was
Absolutely not.
13 years old.
Absolutely not.
Don't trigger Kenzie.
I was 13 years old. I didn't do it. It was all the guys in my band, like, that I was friends with. I was
Band?
friends with, like, a bunch of guys in band because no girls,
Nerd.
all the girls were weird. So they bullied him, and I just laughed because I just wanted to be liked. So, don't blame me, okay? Don't blame me.
I blame you.
But anyways,
There's
I
blame.
think naming things like that is really funny. And then always when people are like, this person's coming out, or, oh no, can you feel their presence or whatever? It's really funny.
Yeah. I love that. So this last week or so, we've been having a conversation amongst our friends about who falls into these 3 categories. So it's Girlboss, Gaslight, Gatekeep.
Mm-hmm.
So who are all of we? Or where do we
Well,
fall?
I think I need more
Who are we?
clarification. So can you guys
Yes.
give me an example of like a celebrity that would be girl boss, just so I have more clarification?
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not
Kim
fully
K.
understanding
yes.
this.
Kim Kardashian is girl boss.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is like girl boss, too close to the sun, girl boss.
Well, she teeters on a little bit of gatekeep, I feel
That's
like.
also true.
Oh,
Totally
she also
true.
is a little bit of a gaslight as well.
Actually, a lot Gaslight. So she's actually all 3.
I feel like if she had to be one, it would be Girl Boss, just because icon. But she's got characteristics of the other 2 for sure.
Jenny, did you see that
I'm trying to
TikTok that I
think.
sent you about Taylor Swift?
I don't know which one.
I sent it like 30 minutes ago. Okay,
Oh,
here's
then no.
my very, very, very hot take that I saw on TikTok and I agree with. Someone said that Taylor Swift uses feminism as a way to
Yes.
tell people that they can't be mean to her instead of
Yes.
feminism's actual purpose.
That is actually
Oh.
fully her.
I feel like
Wait.
I need to see examples of this.
Like she's
I feel like I'm
always
getting-
been like that. Like
Well, wait, I just needed it explained a little bit more because I think I'm under. Like, do you mean that, like, she can't, like, no one should get mad at her or, like, be mean to her because she's a girl,
Yeah.
so she can do no wrong?
Well,
yeah.
okay.
and she's
Yeah, I
like,
don't-
"Oh, if
yeah.
you're mean to me, you're a misogynist."
yes, like she'll say
Got
that
it.
about like other women basically.
Yeah.
So,
Kind
like, the
of-
toxic part of feminism.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for example, the whole
I guess I
Ginny and Georgia situation
Oh my gosh.
was like
I don't know enough
ridiculous.
about it.
I have no idea what you're talking
There
about.
was like one small line in Ginny and Georgia, which what did it say? Do you even remember what it said,
It's
Mackenzie?
this 17-year-old girl who she hates her mom, and like in a moment of anger she says, "Oh, my mom has been with more guys than Taylor Swift has." And Taylor Swift like came out against Netflix, and it was like on the first day of International Women's Month, which by the way
Oh.
is a day after Black History Month, and this line was said by this young black actress. And
Yeah.
and Taylor Swift is like, "Shame on you, Netflix. I thought we were past this misogyny, whatever." And so everyone went after Ginny and Georgia, and everyone's like, "Yo, this is a 17-year-old character who was like, yeah, maybe this character has like internalized misogyny, but this was how she was like handling their situation
It
with
was
her
just
mother. It's a
crazy.
character."
Yeah, like, it's not that
Interesting.
deep.
There's like just so, but yeah.
I feel like she, from what I understand of like white feminism, I think she is like a good example of it. Of like
Yes.
people who are kind of new. I mean, like, I think I'm an example of this, like, new to being a feminist. And so they like don't understand so many of the complexities. And so it can end up being like a little bit of a problem. Like,
Yeah.
she's not doing it intentionally, but there's just so much of it that she doesn't understand. And being a figurehead, like a person that people look up to, it's really hard to be that in that role because you're always going to be wrong. Like,
But
even when you're trying your best, you know?
But I think that once feminism became like this kind of hot topic in Hollywood, she saw it as a way to like further her like victimhood, and she's like, oh, I can use this as a way to stop people from criticizing me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
Maybe
also,
that makes her a gaslighter.
I think she's
I love her
Gaslight.
music. Yeah, like she will probably be like my number one artist on Apple Music this year. I listen to so much of her
Oh,
music.
100%.
It's okay. We
100%.
can love and criticize.
Yeah, speaking
Yeah.
of loving
Well,
and criticizing,
you have to.
Ariana released live not covers, but like live versions of like Honeymoon Avenue this past week, and it
I
was
didn't even
just
know that.
I was like,
Where have
you
I
know
been?
what? All is forgiven, Ariana.
That's so funny.
I
I'm
have
trying
become a
to
stan again.
trying to think of an example of a celebrity that would be a gatekeeper.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of too.
Oh,
Like,
you
I
know
feel like with
who?
celebrities, it's kind
I
of hard.
think Kendall Kardashian.
Oh,
or
Kendall Jenner, I think is a gatekeeper.
is
Yeah.
a gatekeeper.
Yeah. And
That's
also
really
like
good, actually.
I'm trying to think of like a male celebrity, like a Cole Sprouse feels like a gatekeeper to me.
Yeah.
Probably.
He feels gaslight for
A gaslight
sure.
and a gatekeeper.
he is
Yeah.
Gaslight.
Like, I just
Gatekeeper to me
Yeah.
for celebrities feels like the celebrities that are more private and they try to
yeah.
like use that as an excuse, but like to also prove that they're like mysterious. Like to me, that feels like a gatekeeper. So that
To
totally
me,
is like Cole Sprouse.
Gatekeep to me is like not like privacy. I'm thinking maybe of like models. I was gonna say the Kardashians, but I honestly think that everyone's like TikToks about the Kardashians are so wrong because they're since the beginning of their show, they've always like shown themselves in the like plastic surgeon's office. Obviously, there's a lot they've done that they haven't said. So actually, they are still gatekeep. They like don't say everything they've done. So I think like that, and then like models who are like.
Mm-hmm.
Who
The
like
models
to
for sure.
And like how models say like, oh, it's all fake, it's all edited, but they're like not being real about the fact that like
Yeah.
modeling like is an eating
yeah.
disorder industry and like they have to
Or
work
So maybe
really
that's more
hard.
gaslight.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
that's true, but I feel like they're gatekeeping the fact like I don't know.
I
Yeah.
imagine
Well, I think
it like
for-
an exclusivity type of thing.
Yeah.
Like the people who like go to those exclusive clubs and parties that are like invite only for the elites. Like
But-
people who think that they
Yeah.
are in an elite class that like only things can be shared amongst that elite
Yeah.
class. And
Yeah.
like we can't know about it. That to me is a
Yeah.
gatekeep personality.
And also there's definitely that like superiority complex. So that's why I said like Cole Sprouse, like he has like the ultimate like superiority complex. Like someone who's like,
Yes.
oh, I'm not basic. I'm different.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's what makes it is because it's like gatekeep. It's like you have knowledge about something that you don't want other people
Yeah.
to have because it makes you
Yeah.
special.
Yes.
And it makes them
Yep. That's
like,
what it is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's like, cause like, okay, I'm outing her, but it's so true. My sister is 100% gatekeep.
Really?
And she knows it. She'll be the first to say it. So that's why I can say it. But it really is that like it's different things that she knows like makes her very unique or like different like an artist that like no one else knows about. And she's like, I just want to gatekeep them because I know about that and I don't want the like anyone else to.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's like the exclusivity part.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like we always joke, we're like, oh, we want to gatekeep Noah Khan so bad because we've like followed him and listened to him since he like had his EP. And now that he's like bigger, I'm like, I'm so proud of you, but I don't want anyone to know about you because like I want people to know
Right.
I knew you first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like those
Yes.
behaviors.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Gaslight,
Totally.
I think we all know.
Or like
What
girls on
gaslighters are.
TikTok or men on TikTok who like won't post what they're using. Like people will like ask
Yeah.
like where is
Yeah.
this? Where is this? Where and they never respond. Gatekeep.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're like, oh, what
Well,
concealer
and
are you
also
using?
like
or,
if it's
like,
clothes,
yeah.
they probably got it from Forever 21 if they're not responding to you.
Literally.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so between
I
the
will
four of
tell.
us, who is Gatekeep, Gaslight, or Girlboss.
Here's the thing.
I think
Let's
you,
start.
Kenzie, are Gatekeep.
Absolutely not.
No.
Wrong. Gaslight. Abby's Gaslight.
Jenny is definitely Gatekeep.
I was gonna say I think I am Gatekeep. In certain
Also, let's
aspects
I
of
feel
my
like
life.
Jenny's definitely
Don't say I'm Gaslight. I knew you would say that, Abby, because you
Here's
are
the thing.
evil.
I thought the same thing, though.
No, I knew you guys would call me Gaslight.
Here's the thing. Let's preface this with I don't think none of these are necessarily bad because there's pros and cons to all
But
of
some
them.
are better than the
Yeah.
others.
Yes. Well, that's true. I don't know.
Why the freak am I
had-
Gaslight? How have I ever gaslit you guys?
Okay, hold on.
Give me exact
I want to
examples.
reference back. I want to reference back 2 or 3 episodes when you were talking about manipulating guys into liking you when you were younger and how you'd like wear a certain shirt or like sing a song or something that you didn't have interest in. That is literally like more gaslight behaviors of like, I'm tricking you into this. Because
Yes.
it's not gaslight.
Yes.
I think for the purpose of this game, it's not necessarily gaslight in the sense of like, I'm telling you
Toxic.
your emotions are wrong. Yeah, it's just more of the behaviors of like being tricky, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I love how we pick topics that will let us fight each other.
Every time.
Well, I
Because for
think
some reason we
Abby's
think it's
Gaslight.
fun.
Abby is Gaslight.
Abby, you can't be offended when you just called her gaslight.
Brittany is Girlboss.
I kind of am, but this is the
And
first time ever
Kenzie?
hearing of this, so I'm just like shocked. Not offended. I'm just like, where's that
Here's
coming
the
from?
thing. When we were doing My Family, me and Brooke play this game often. Pretty much anyone that we couldn't fit into the other categories, we would
Was
just fit in the
Gaslight?
gaslight.
Like,
That's
you don't
why
think
half
I'd
of my
be
family is
Girlboss?
gaslight.
You don't
Yeah.
think I'd be Girlboss?
I think you're Gaslight. And I think
Trying
Brittany's
to think of
Girlboss.
like the overall.
Okay, I'm
Here's the
curious
thing.
for Brittany and Mackenzie's opinion of me. Jenny's shared hers.
I
What's
would
yours?
say-
Can we make a fourth category that starts with a G?
Yeah, what would it be?
Godlike? I fall into that
Godly.
category.
Oh,
Godly wife like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A godly woman. That's me.
Oh no.
I feel like for everybody, they have like a main category and then like tendencies of another one.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
we
for
can't all be
me-
just one.
Abby, why did you say I was gatekeep?
My sister is full gatekeep. Yeah, true.
Because I feel like, not in like the bad way, I just feel like you. How do I describe
Do you feel like I
this?
like kind of like obscure
you like
things that okay.
Mhm. Fashion special,
feel
like the
like-
fact that you came, I mean, you did share with us, so it's not like you were keeping a secret, but like you went to Brazil and bought like that like the really cool jacket that just felt like you, and then you were just like, this is so special, this is mine, like it feels like me, blah blah blah.
This is mine.
And like playing up everything like kind of with fashion and just with your interest and your taste.
Okay.
I feel like you always love the special, like
Unique things.
small hand, unique, vintage
excuse
type
me?
things. Like
Did
small
you
hand.
just call her small?
Did you just call my hand
What's
small?
the word?
Did you just call her short?
What's the word? Like small, like
Small business.
Dainty?
small business. No, like small
Oh.
business. Not
Local?
second hand, local. Yeah, I thought small hand. That's not the right word.
Maybe it is, but for me that's just like a trigger.
Secondhand?
And not second hand. Although you do like second hand stuff, like you go thrifting.
Not
Like
really.
I just feel like you are into this. Oh, okay. Well, I feel like you're into the specialty things that it's
Yeah.
like you can only find like this in a vintage store in Paris. Like that's you.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're like, I'm the only one in this world that can own this, or something like that.
Okay.
I think I have all of yours, what I would say.
Abby,
Say
I
it
think I
for
actually
each of
maybe
you.
agree with that. I take away your
Thank you.
gaslight label.
Thank you. I was thinking of it in the
So
best
we all
way.
agree that Gaslight is not a good label, don't we? Anyways.
I think gaslight just means that you're like a little delulu and think that like no, I'm kidding.
She's not.
Your thoughts are just different from everyone else's in the world, and so when like someone shares something that like you don't think or like agree with, you're like, no, like this is my like perspective of it and you're wrong and blah blah, you know what I
get
mean?
that. I get that side of it, because there's somebody, not any of you, somebody in my life who is a little bit like that. Like if you share a different opinion, they're like, no, that's not true, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And like we all
Wait.
do it a little bit, but that's the like gaslight that I imagine. It's just like I live in my own world. I have my own perspective of things, and like if you don't share that perspective, like I have to correct you on it, you know?
yeah.
So
No.
So are you saying that's what I am?
Yeah.
Because I
you do
don't
that
think
sometimes.
so. I feel like if I disagree, in the past I would say things, but if you say something that's different from me, I'm just not going to say anything.
You're doing it right now, Jenny.
I don't think you you do that sometimes though, Jenny, where like when people don't have the same opinion, like you do debate it more than others sometimes.
Yeah, very passionate.
And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
Wow.
I mean, you're literally going to school to be a lawyer. Your whole job will be debating people.
Right. Like you're
That's
learning
okay.
how to professionally gaslight people. Like,
Okay.
kidding.
Well,
Obviously,
I'm
that
gonna
was me
go.
oh my gosh, that was me joking, guys.
No, I don't think for main category, I don't think any of us would be gaslight. I think we're a bunch of girl boss and gatekeepers.
Brittany, to me, you are girl boss. I feel like you're just like the
With
take
gatekeep
charge
tendencies.
yeah.
Brittany, what are
Yeah,
we to
I
you?
just know that. Jenny, I'm sticking with my original and saying you're gatekeep.
Nice.
I don't have evidence. I'm going off of vibes. I feel like I'd say the same for Kenzie, though. And then Abby, I would say girl boss.
Okay.
Wow.
But also,
I
No,
think
no,
I
no,
have
not on
tendencies
you.
for all of them. Oh, okay.
that's what I was
Not
going
me.
to say. Well, yes, I
Like-
think we all do, all of them. I would say, Jenny, especially you going to law school, that's a big girl boss move too, though.
True.
That's facts.
So,
I just
Those
feel
are my
like
thoughts.
I should be girl boss. Now that you've said that, I forgot I'm in law school. Don't you guys know that I'm in
Yeah.
a top law school right now? And I
You are.
provided
Oh,
for my
trust me,
husband
I
the
know.
last 4 years. I am
literally.
girl
Yeah.
boss.
That's why I think
You
you are
are.
also girl boss, because you just like, yeah, take charge and you go after your goals and your passions. But you're just, I think we're all a little bit of everything.
Mackenzie,
Anyways.
to me, I think you are girl boss. Girl boss. I don't think you're
Girl boss
gatekeep.
town.
And I don't think
We're
you're
all little
gaslight.
girl boss by the fact that we're doing this podcast.
That's so
True.
true. Major facts.
So
Everybody tell us what you think we are.
Yeah.
Because maybe we're all just a little delulu to what we really are. Here's the thing. If I'm a gaslight, it's because I'm constantly gaslighting myself.
that's facts.
Like I'm an internal gaslighter.
Abby's
It's
like,
just
Brittany,
true.
you are gaslighting yourself.
No, as in like I relate. Like I get that 100%.
No, you can say it about me too.
No. I was gonna fight.
I am.
Everything. I can't say one thing without being told I'm wrong. So whatever.
I wasn't saying you were wrong. I was saying you were right.
Mackenzie, did you say what we all are?
Anyways.
Jenny, I don't want to start a fight, but I think you are gaslight in a funny way. Like, listen, I have an example. Okay. When over the summer, it was me, my boyfriend Derek, Jenny, and Jacob. And Jenny was saying that people with blue eyes, what were you saying? That like their eyesight is worse?
Oh, the sun like feels brighter to like it hurts them more.
Yeah, and Jacob
Like
was
their
like,
eyes are worse because of that.
and Jacob was like, no, that's not necessarily true. And you were like, yes, it literally is. Stop mansplaining to me. Like, and he's like, I'm literally an eye doctor. And you're like, no, you're a mansplainer.
That is pretty gaslight.
Okay, it's different when I could gaslight my husband, but it's okay. I accept Mackenzie calling me a gaslighter.
Just no
That's
one else.
fine. Just
A
no
funny
one else.
gaslighter. A gaslighter for women's rights.
Exactly.
Facts.
Only against
All right.
men.
Should we get into Am I the Asshole?
Let's.
I
We
think we
kind of
should.
talked way longer about that than I expected.
That's okay.
Isn't that always the case with us? We can
Yeah,
beat
it
a topic
happens.
to death. Like always.
Yeah.
We always do that. So, oops.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh.
Abby, do you want to start with your first story?
Yes. So by the
Wait,
way,
did we
have
say
some
what we're
really
doing?
good.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
I think I said it at the beginning.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. Kenzie,
Sorry.
on the video.
I don't. I'm
We're
so
leaving
sorry.
that
This
in.
is the second time I've done that. I'm just like, I look like I'm just having a conversation with no one.
You look like you were doing sign language, so I was like, "Wow, she's really intently like doing."
We're leaving it
something.
in.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's so,
So
funny.
funny. Jinx.
Okay, Abby.
Okay, so we're
Kick us
doing
off.
Am I the Asshole stories. Some of these are from Reddit. Some of these you guys submitted. I love listening to Am I the Asshole stories and judging you guys whether or not you are or aren't. So we're going to read some of these for you and give you our opinions, okay?
We're about to gaslight all of you.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so this one says, this is from one of you guys.
I can't with Mackenzie.
Are you
Okay, sorry.
This is
Go
really
on.
funny.
Okay, sorry. Go. I'm listening.
You're good.
Okay. Freshman year, I shared a room with 3 other girls, 1 bunk bed and 1 single bed. I unfortunately got the top bunk. The roommate on the bottom bunk was a slob and would leave her dirty clothes in a pile on the floor. I mean, don't we all do that? Right beneath the ladder where I'd go up and down every day. I asked her to move the piles or even moved them myself at first, but it got to the point that I just gave up and stepped on the pile. One day I was coming down from my bunk bed and I heard a crunch under the pile and found her laptop. It looked okay from the outside, so I didn't assess the damage any further. Later that day, she storms into the living room, fuming that the corner of her laptop screen is cracked, and she demanded to know if anyone knew what happened. I kept my mouth shut.
Stop. My boyfriend has his pants down and he's mooning me right now. I'm so sorry. Okay. Move on.
Derek.
Sorry.
Okay, continue. That's so
All
funny.
right. Okay. Where did I end up? Okay. I
She
kept my mouth
went in.
shut. I was putting myself through school without any help, so I was dirt poor and couldn't afford to buy her a new one. She, on the other hand, was from a well-off family and loved to flaunt it. In fact, she has even said a few weeks before that her parents would probably buy her a new one for her upcoming birthday. Later, her parents did, in fact, buy her a new laptop. To this day, I haven't told her the truth. Am I the asshole for lying, or is it karma for a careless roommate flaunting daddy's money?
Oof.
Um,
Okay, hold on.
I feel
At
like-
first, hold on really quick. At first, I thought this story was about you, Abby.
So did
because-
I.
No. Not
Oh.
once the second half, because you had a bunk bed and you were the
Yes.
bottom bunk, right?
Yes, that's what I thought too.
Yes. From like a previous roommate experience. I was
Yes.
like, that doesn't
Yeah,
make
yeah.
any sense for us,
No,
guys.
no. So
Yeah.
at first I was like, oh my gosh, did someone submit this about Abby?
Yeah, I
Sarah
thought the
is like
same
calling
thing.
me out.
And then as the story went on, I was like, no, this isn't
No.
about you. But
Oh,
anyways,
I thought
I
the
never
same
leave
thing.
my laptop in places where people could potentially step on them for this reason, because that type
Yeah.
of stuff, like your glasses, I've never put my glasses on the floor. Never put your laptop on the floor in a walking path.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so this
I
is the
think
roommate's fault.
she's a
No, I think this girl's
I'm
definitely the
struggling.
asshole, but like
yeah.
I
it's
think
funny.
It's a double asshole.
Yeah.
Like
I think
that's definitely asshole behavior to not tell her.
Like,
Yeah.
but like I totally also understand kind of where you came from. And so I'm like, would I do something different? So listen, if you're okay with being the asshole, cool, just accept it and move on. If you don't want to be the asshole, then make it right and maybe tell her. But also, I understand not being able to pay for it and like that that's the right thing to do. So if you come clean, you have to. But like there's also other things you could do, like say, how can I make this up to you in other ways? Like, can I pay you up over time? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
especially if it sounds like they didn't necessarily need the help. So it's more of just like being
taking
honest.
responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
did
don't
she
know.
ever
It
ask her
also-
roommate to like not leave her stuff in a pile?
That's what she said. She said,
okay.
like, we talked about it, or I told her to move it. Because here's the thing. Some people just have those tendencies. They're slobs and whatever. And it's like, yes, you should be respectful of the other person living in your room and not leave clothes everywhere. But also, it is your room too. So I think the better conversation for her to have would be like, probably what she did, where like, hey, leave your clothes in a pile, fine, but can you please move it so that I don't step on it or it's not in my way?
I
Cool.
think that's part of it too, is like you have to take responsibility. Like for the roommate, it's like, okay, not that this is a super accurate example, but like with Winnie, for example, when she was chewing a lot, there was a day that I left my glasses on the coffee table where she could get them, and she ended up chewing them. And I'd only have them for a month, and I'm like, I can't be like, yes, I'm mad at her because she needs to know not to chew, but also like I left them out where I know she could get to them. So
Right.
like
It's also
I'm also
slightly-
responsible.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's like the same thing for the roommate. It's like, why would you leave your computer at the base of a ladder where you know someone's going to be stepping?
Exactly. That's the
So that's where
stupidest
I'm
place
struggling.
to put it.
I agree.
Like she
That's
can't
on a bed.
facts.
she can't be that mad that it got broken because she was being careless and irresponsible with it. But but this other
You still need
roommate
to
is
take
also
responsibility.
kind of an asshole for not taking responsibility.
Yep. Double
And
asshole
from what I've
behavior.
learned
Yep.
in my first week of law school, this wouldn't hold up in court because the girl that stepped on the laptop, she had no intent to step on it, and it was unreasonable for her to think that there would be a laptop there. So if the
Yeah,
other
why
girl
would
was
you
like,
think?
I'm taking you to court, it would have been dismissed. So maybe that means she's
So you're
not
an-
the asshole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is why we
Okay.
need a lawyer with every friend group to be
Judge,
the mediator.
That's our ruling.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Okay, let me read one. Okay. This person said, punctuality is a big thing for me. I understand being flexible and forgiving, but sometimes you really have a deadline for when you need to be somewhere. So in those cases, I make it very clear and will say something like, we're meeting at 3. I will wait until 3:10, and then if you're not there, I'm leaving without you. I have actually left people behind before because they didn't make the deadline and they were pretty upset. Am I the asshole or are they? Because the way I see it, the late person is being disrespectful of everyone else's time by not showing up when they were supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate tardiness from other people, but I also think it's
Yeah.
so annoying to be like, I'm leaving at this time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I
think
think
it's
it
situational.
depends so much on the situation. Because, yeah, it's like sometimes they were saying in there, sometimes you can excuse it, but other times there is like a for sure time when we need to leave,
Yeah.
yada, yada, yada. So I get some situations.
Yeah, I feel like if it's like, hey, this situation, like, I really need to leave at this time. If you don't actually really need to leave at that time and you're just kind of being like annoying, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that if it's like, no, I really, really need to leave, like,
And it also depends on the situation of the person who is late. Like, are they late because they like were being careless?
Right.
Are they just late to be late? Or do they like I don't know, I always think have a kid that's like holding them back, or like did they get stuck in traffic, or you know, is there like a bigger reason that they are late that you can't really like, you have to kind of understand, because when you're in those situations too, you're like, you don't want other people to get mad at you as well,
Right? But if it's someone who is perpetually late, like they're just
you can tell when
late.
the behavior
is
That's
like
what I was gonna
intentional.
say. Like, I have, again, someone in my life who will rename, or oh my gosh, stay unnamed, but they are late to everything, and like from like for them it really comes from like a lack of caring about other people and their time.
I hate that.
And so that is where it's like, that's just rude at that point, and they're really like rude and they're the asshole. And so that's where, like, for this person who submitted, I'd say, like, if you're saying that to somebody who has never been late in their life to meeting with you, and then they're 10 minutes late and you leave without them or something, it's like, yeah, that's kind of asshole behavior on you, because it's like, give them a shot, you know, like this is their first offense. But if it's repeat behavior, then like I understand that, because you also do, like, there are certain things you have to leave at certain times for. So this is very situational.
Totally. Like, I hate when people are late, and I hate being late. Jacob is usually the one that makes me late, and I just hate lateness. But it's also like not that big of a deal. Like, I think he's an asshole if it's like, oh, we're going to lunch, be here at 3:10 or I'm leaving. But if it's like, we're going to a concert, we have to leave at this time, or we leave, like, that's fine.
Right.
Who cares?
And there's sometimes too where I think there are some things that it's acceptable to be like 5 to 10 minutes late, and then there's some things where it's like necessary, like it's acceptable to be 5 to 10 minutes early. Like you have to judge the situation as well as I don't know.
Also, just being honest about it. Like, when we hang out, a lot of the time, Scott and I do have to come late because of like work and stuff. But like, we'll always say like, hey, we're going to be here at 7 or something. And like, we're not relying on other people. And it's usually like a hangout too. So it's not like being late really matters. But like, we're always very transparent about it. And then like usually rushing to get there. So that's part of it too. Is just like, be realistic. And like if I'm off work at 6:30 and I know I can get there by 7, I'm not going to say, oh, I'll be there at 6:45 or oh, I'll be there at 6:30. It's like, how am I going to teleport? So
and like, depending on what it is, if like, you should take responsibility if that is going to be the case, and be like, I will meet you there instead, or like find out a solution that doesn't involve other people trying to find a solution for you. Like, sorry, I'm going to be 10 minutes late. Like, I'm on my way, but I got stuck in traffic or whatever. Like, can I meet you there? Or is it okay if I end this? Like, you know, still keeping that communication so people aren't wondering, like, where are they? Why aren't they here? That's so rude, blah, 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 you know? Because you never know what happens.
So to the person that submitted it, sometimes you're an asshole, sometimes you're not.
Yep.
Okay, Kenzie.
Okay. This is titled, Am I the Asshole for Giving my future mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress, or else I show the family a photo of her wearing it? Okay. So I'm getting,
let's find out.
I'm getting married to my fiance soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My future mother-in-law kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on. Her reasoning for persisting so much, she says it's because of her love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them. Fast forward to yesterday, I came home from work early and I found my fiance at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room while trying to text somebody on his phone.
Oh, no.
I opened the door and she was shocked and was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my dress. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiance freaked out after I told her that she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days or else I'll show the whole family the photo. She started crying and then left, and my fiance blew up at me saying I can't be serious and that I overreacted because his mom just wanted to try the dress on. No harm done. But I refused to listen to him because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that as if she was an enemy. We had a fight after he failed to get me to back down, and he's been staying with his mom since then. I felt awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress and worked hard to get it. I can't stand looking at it, but people in my family think I'm escalating things and risking my relationship, not only with my future mother-in-law, but my fiance as well. Am I the asshole?
That's
Oh
crazy.
my goodness.
I'm giving full asshole to the mother-in-law.
And also the
Absolutely.
fiance. Like,
Yeah, the
That's what I was
fiance?
gonna say.
yeah.
Insane.
If anyone's escalating it, it's him for gaslighting her.
Oh my God.
That is so... I would hate him so much.
Because at first I was like, okay, like, I don't know that you need a new dress. But when she was saying, like, her feelings about, like, I just can't look at it the same, like, that's also totally valid.
Like,
And
some
so-
people feel differently and be like, I don't care, and other people don't.
Yeah.
And she asked her, and she clearly laid out her expectations and boundaries and was like, I don't
Yeah.
want you doing this. And she completely disrespected her and did it anyways. And her
That's so
fiance
weird.
disrespected her and let his mom do it.
Yeah.
Like, if she wanted to try on a wedding dress so bad, go to
Go
freaking
to
David's
a
bridal.
Yeah,
to
that's
Goodwill.
weird.
If you have a
Yeah.
ring, pretend
Yeah.
you're doing a vow renewal. Like,
Literally.
no one's going to ask you and say you
No.
can't do a try on of dresses.
No.
That is literally such major
That's
weird
wild.
vibes.
Yeah, I would
that she wanted
rethink
to do that.
marrying into this
I'd
family.
rethink that relationship.
I was going to say,
Right.
this would honestly give me a lot of pause because you're there forever with
And that's
them.
not going to be the only situation. It's like if it is a good indicator of what might happen in other situations if there's ever a disagreement
Yeah.
between like the wife and the brother or the mother-in-law and how your husband is going to will that he defend you
Right.
or will he defend his mom?
Yes. I do like think it is
No.
little crazy to like have her buy her a whole new dress, but I also don't feel those emotions like I
don't.
wasn't connected that much to like things in my wedding.
I agree.
So like,
I
I
think
still
that
understand.
yeah, I agree. I think that's a little much to ask someone to buy you a new dress, but
Yeah.
No.
like what
I honestly
what I think the
don't.
consequence should be is like breaking up with that family. Like that there's such like
Oh
a
my
red
God.
flag that it's like don't
Yeah.
even ask for the money, just run and run as fast as you can.
Uh-huh.
It
I
does
agree with
seem
that,
a
but if
little
you're
extreme.
I don't know if
But like
I
an
think-
appropriate reaction, I feel like it's extreme, but what happened is extreme, and so I wouldn't be like, yeah, you're in the wrong. Like,
I just
that's
look
what
at
she
it
wants. That's a
and
good way to
like
put it.
if you're looking at traditional like payment parts of like a wedding, which is so complicated, like her parents most likely bought that dress and her parents could be paying for a majority of that wedding. And so when it comes to like
yeah,
who should then fork up an unnecessary amount of money that could have been avoided, I don't think it's her or her family. So
Yeah.
whether it's the mother-in-law or someone else, like I don't know. That
But I'm
oof,
with her. I would not want to
That's
wear
rough.
that dress.
no.
Like
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Weird.
No.
That's
No,
weird.
no, 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 no,
so weird.
Literally
no, call that
weird.
wedding off.
yeah.
Why did she want to do
Absolutely.
that? And
No,
like, why
that's
did her
crazy.
husband like? Why did the fiance? That's weird. I don't like that. Ew.
I don't like it either.
Uh-uh.
Alrighty. I'm going to read
Okay.
mine. I feel like we're all kind of agreeing mother-in-law is the asshole.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
alrighty. My parents bought $1 million house. My mom married my stepdad 10 years ago. My stepdad married into an already established family with me, my mom, and my brother. A couple years down the road, they had 2 more kids, my youngest brothers. My stepdad doesn't treat me or my oldest brother like his own children, but he spoils his own blood children rotten. I've tried for years to get him to like me, take his own interests, try to bring up small talk, but nothing works. I've counted, and each year he only talks to me only a handful of times when he does, talk to me, it's only because he wants me to do something. Move my car, don't be so loud if someone is sleeping, etc. I'm married now and am no longer invited to family vacations. My mom says she doesn't think to ask me, but I believe it's because he doesn't want me or my family there.
Oh, no.
He hates my husband for reasons unknown, and now my husband refuses to spend time with my family because of it. My mom will call me and explain how hard it is to take care of $1 million home and how annoying it is to have my stepdad home all the time. I don't care for my stepdad whatsoever because he's never cared for me. Now I have a daughter and I don't want him near her. I don't feel like I'm a member of my own family anymore, and there are lots of times I just want to cut my family off because of how hard it is. When I've tried for years to get my stepdad to talk to me and have some affection from him, I'm tired of trying and I'm done. Am I the asshole? No.
Okay. I want to say one
Gut
thing
reaction.
about how this person doesn't want their kid around them. I am not a fan of using your child as ammo for your own personal issues with someone.
Yeah.
So in that case, I think they are kind of the asshole for using their child.
But let's think about this. It could not be like she's being what's the word? Like bait? No, not bait. Like she may not be using her kid as like a pawn. Yes, thank you. In this like greater game that's being played here. In her mind, she's responsible for her kid's safety and everything like that. And if there's somebody that you don't feel comfortable like having your kids around, that's gonna be a deal breaker. I feel like.
But the way
like it's not
like I get that, but the way this story was shared, it kind of sounds like, oh, he doesn't pay attention to me, so I don't want my kids around them. Like it sounded like it was
I didn't fully
their
get that.
personal issue. But yes, 100%.
If that is what it is, then yeah, that's sucky.
But if you have a concern about the way your child is being treated, 100%, they do not need to be around your
I
kid.
agree. Because I do feel like kids deserve time with the other parts of the family, even when you don't like them, maybe. And like, but yeah, I don't know. But
or even like, because it doesn't necessarily sound like this person has issues with like their mom. And so maybe instead like just be like plan stuff with but also like when the mom was like, oh, we don't think to invite you, it's like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I
why
don't know
not?
that. Well, and that's the thing too, is like I kind of like understand not wanting like your family just like as a whole unit to being around that, because it's like, okay, well, if you're not going to think about inviting me, then like why would I go out of my way either?
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was gonna
like,
say.
This is
like
complicated.
Instead of like not letting your kid and like you not going over there, just holding it, like putting the burden on them to reach out to you. Yeah, like it's on them to like hang out with you.
I think too, like if you have a family member who doesn't care about you or kind of like showed you a lot of disrespect, but then all of a sudden their behavior changes all because you have a kid and they're like, oh, well, I want to play with a kid. Oh, I want to see my grandkid, like blah, blah, blah. It's like, but you aren't even respecting me and who like I am, and all you care about is my kid, that like I'm not giving you a grandchild. I'm giving myself a child and we're like a package deal. So that can also be a really big issue in that situation, you know?
That's true.
It's like,
oh, you never cared about me until I had a kid.
Exactly. And then the only reason you're ever invited is because like, oh, well, she's her mother, so she has to come with because I only want to see her. It's like, that's not an environment I would ever want my kid to be around. So
that's really hard.
As someone who has a kid, I feel a little bit differently about that situation. But like, I'm so like, it hurts me to hear that she has a relationship with her stepdad like this, because that's just such a sucky thing. Like, I would never want to end up marrying somebody if I was a single mom who wasn't going to show my children the same type of like love that he would show his own children.
Yeah. That's really hard.
Because
don't
in my
know.
mind, you're coming together as one family. Like, and yeah, there's a little bit of differences, but like that's the responsibility you take on when you do like marry a mother or like a single mother or even on the women's side, like a father with kids.
Yeah, you have to check it out. I'm gonna lean towards giving the parents, the stepdad and mom, the asshole hat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I lean towards that. It's just
Totally.
like, yeah.
It's just complicated. Feels rough for y'all.
And it's
Yeah,
like
you
just
all
so
need to go
hard
to
to
therapy.
like know people's intentions and how they want to act. Like it's just all. But RIP.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Abby.
Are we doing one more?
Oh, I didn't realize how long we'd been talking. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, we can do one more. Does anybody have like a really good one they want to end on?
I have one that I think will bring up a good conversation.
Okay.
Let's do that then.
Let's do that.
Okay. My girlfriend, age 26, and me, age 26, have been in a relationship for 2 years. And aside from small disagreement things, we were going pretty good. But last night, my girlfriend said something which made me kind of angry. From last year, we are living together, so everything was split 60-40 because I was making more than her. Now my girlfriend is very hardworking. She started working in part-time jobs from the age of 17, put herself through college with very minimal help from her parents and student loans. After working for 3 years straight, 9 to 5, without taking any vacations, without spending on makeup, clothes, she paid off her complete debt last month, and I can visibly see how relaxed she is. What? This is not making sense to me. Okay. A couple of days ago, we were cuddling and she told me that she is feeling very burnt out and that she wants to take a break from her working life to stay at home for 7 to 8 months and to work on herself, just to decompress. I asked her if she wants to take a vacation or something, but she said no, she just wants to stay at home doing minimal things. Then she asked if I am willing to pay 90% of our joint expenses because she doesn't have enough savings that'll last for 8 months. And I said I don't have any debt, so I'm pretty okay with it. Yesterday, I told her that if she is going to be at home for the next 8 months, then house chores should be split 20-80%, because if it was 50-50, before it was 50-50, because I have to put in more hours at work to make sure I can earn a sufficient amount for both of us. But to my surprise, this triggered her, and she said I was being unfair. So, who is the asshole in this situation? So to recap, she's been working hard the past 3 years. She's like, hey, I want to take an 8-month break and do minimal things at home. He's saying, okay, then the chores are going to be split. You do 80% of the chores. I do 20% instead of 50-50. What do you guys think?
Okay, this isn't my thoughts necessarily towards the whole situation. I just have a hard time with like such strict rules on like
Yeah.
20-80, like that. And that's just maybe from my like personal relationship. Like that's not how I've found it to work best. So like out of the context of the story, like, I don't know, having such rigid rules, I could see being hard because like, I don't know, especially with the chores part. Money, I guess, is a little bit easier because it's like a set dollar amount.
Yeah.
But
I understand the idea behind like what he's saying.
Yeah.
And how like I just think there's a better way to explain it and go about it to not make her feel like, okay, well, now that you're not working, you're becoming a housewife. Like that's sort of, I feel like, what this could feel like for her. And that's where she's like, well, now you just have this expectation that I'm just going to cook and clean and do everything for you. And like, that's not what she wants. Maybe.
I get that, but also like for my mind, like I lean towards like, yeah, maybe talk about it in a different way, but like it also makes sense to me. Like if you're going to be at home more, then you would be doing more of that
it
stuff.
Totally does make sense. I think there's just a better way to have that conversation. Like saying, like, okay, just understand, like, this is going to put more financial responsibility on me. Like, are you okay with taking more of the household responsibilities?
Yeah.
Like, of
Make
course,
it a conversation.
If there's times, like, it the idea that like, well, you then are assigned dishes and trash and laundry and all these things, and that's not my responsibility, so I'm never gonna help out with those.
Right.
That's the mindset. And I don't know if he has that mindset, but that's where it can get icky,
So like
for women.
when he comes home from work and it's time to make dinner and clean up dinner, is he going to be like, oh, you have to do 80% of this and I will only do 20? Because when it's time, like having a house, that's a shared responsibility. And so when you are home, it better be like 50-50. So like it shouldn't be like when you're home, she still has to do majority of this stuff and you can just
that's a good way to put it too.
That's how I like. There's like two things I struggle with this, and one is just like they've only been together for 2 years, and like it's hard, like to me it's hard to like think of that and be like, well, what do you like, how serious are you guys, like what do you think you owe each other? Like that's just interesting for me, like because in a married couple, like I don't know, I basically took a break from working in like 2020, kind of for like the same amount of time, or maybe it was 2021 when I like was going through my anxiety and like figuring things out, and like Jacob was in school, but like it never turned into like, oh, now that I'm not working, like I clean more and take, like it never turned into that. So like I don't know, I kind of disagree with that. Like I don't think it should be like that, honestly.
I just don't think it should have such rigid rules. Like, so when Scott was still working part-time and I worked full-time, he was in school, so like he was doing a lot, but he did do a lot more of the cleaning. And now that we're both full-time, honestly, he still does more of the cleaning. And like, I don't know, maybe he's like secretly really mad at me about that, but like we also just like do what needs to be done. Like if the dishes need to be done, then you do them. If the laundry needs to be done, then you do it. Like,
well, and that's what like
I think it's
having a shared space is all about. Like that. Sorry, that's the responsibility of being an adult and like owning a home. Like you have to just. It's a shared responsibility.
Right.
Like honestly, the only thing. Like I think I'd give it to him. Like the only thing I would support is like if she's kind of a slob kebab. Like I think it would just be like, okay, you clean up entirely after yourself. Like I'm not gonna do your stuff.
Yeah.
Like that would be the only thing I'm fine with.
Imagining I'm just gonna sit at home all day and like watch TV and like make a mess of the house and then like do nothing. He comes home from work and it's like, now you're leaving this mess for me to clean up. Then it can feel like you are responsible for like a kid and you're like, that's not the dynamic that I want in my relationships.
Yes.
So it really just is like, so depends on what the type of person's tendencies are. And like they could have a perfect unspoken like understanding of who takes on what role, and it's not going to be a problem. But if they don't have that understanding, then it could like end up becoming a problem.
Also, like realistically, if it's just you two, there's not a lot of cleaning you need to do.
Exactly.
Like when we like do like like cleaning everything for our apartment, it like is one morning that we can get it all done realistically, and then there's like daily things. So I don't know, I'm kind of leaning to no assholes in this. I think you guys just need to communicate better.
No assholes.
I agree with that, Brittany. Like it's just a sticky situation that just needs like more context, more communication, and a little bit of like better understanding of where each other's coming from.
Because also he could have come at it and been like, if I'm doing 90% of the finance, you're doing 90% of the cleaning.
Yeah.
And he was generous and said 80.
Exactly. He did give her a little bit extra.
But
there.
I think
I don't know. This is complicated.
I think I'm giving both assholes and him a little bit more than her. Kenzie,
what are your thoughts?
I also will say I think there's a little bit more of a dynamic with like as a woman versus like a man telling a woman to be the cleaning, whereas like maybe if it was reversed and she was like, okay, take a break from work, that's fine, but like please make sure like you're doing 80% of the work still, that may feel less demeaning because he's a man and she's a woman, and you know, like again going back to the housewife role.
Yeah, I get that, but like, I think like the same could be then said about her because she's asking him to fulfill a more traditional role too.
For
Being
sure.
like, oh, you're the man, you need to pay more of the bills now because I'm not going to. So like, I
Right.
get that side, and I get that like historically, like that doesn't have like a negative connotation for men like it does for women, but like I think it goes both ways. So
No.
for me, that doesn't factor.
Yeah, I just feel like it makes it a more sensitive issue.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
more what I'm
that's
saying. It's not
true.
that it is like worse or better. It's just that it makes it a little bit more complicated, and there are more underlying feelings behind like where it could be coming from than just the general expectation.
I think that in general, if she's going to be home more, she'll just naturally take on more
It's
of
just gonna happen.
the responsibilities. But I don't know. I feel like to say, oh, then I only have to do 20% of the work, when I really feel like if you have an apartment together, that's a shared responsibility. It's both of your responsibilities. When you both are at, if you are both at home, it's both of your responsibilities, 50-50. So I don't like the putting a percentage on it. Because that
part is really my issue.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I agree.
So get away from
Agreed.
the numbers.
Effort really can't be like measured completely, and that's I think what they more expect. Just like effort. Just put in effort, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how you even quantify like chores like that. Like,
I know.
I don't know.
That's
A
Well,
rating system.
Lots of assholes in here.
Yup.
In the stories, I meant. Like,
Comment
we're
down
all
below which one
assholes.
of us is an asshole.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. I don't want to know.
which one of
It
us is
probably
the
is me,
true
so I don't wanna
gaslighter?
know.
Yeah, that's what we really need to know.
I know
Tell
it'll
us.
be me. My beef with this podcast is I know what you all think about me now.
Who is? Are you talking to the listeners
What
or
do you
us?
mean?
She's
You
talking
guys.
about us. She's talking about me.
I'm talking about Abby.
Yep.
I mean, Kenzie was the one who like gave evidence for you being a gaslighter, though.
But
Yep,
Kenzie
but I'm
loves
back.
me. And that's okay.
We love you,
And
Jenny.
I apparently do not. Okay.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
thanks for listening, everybody. I hope this is a great start to your Monday, or if you're listening to this on Tuesday, to your Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever
Happy
day you're
Labor
listening to this on.
Happy Labor
yeah.
Day.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, unions.
Oh,
that's why you
fun.
have this day
Yay,
off.
unions.
So exciting. That's why I get to work.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I get double pay, so I'm fine with it.
Nice.
Anyways, you can find us on YouTube now at the Beesies Podcast, and then Instagram and TikTok at Beesies Podcast per usual. Subscribe, rate, review. We love you all.
All the fun stuff.
Love you. Bye.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.